having won the Hong Kong tournament, where it's virtually a second home for the Fijians, and they're up next against Wales. They last met in Tokyo when Fiji won by 19-10, but for a rare lapse here and there, while Wales could have clinched it. And we well remember, of course, the final of 2013, the first and only final for Wales in Hong Kong against Fiji. They were well in control until the guy in the far side there, Osea Kolinisa, the captain, came on at half-time and scored 3 tries, which gave Fiji the victory. Semi Kunatani there and Savanatha Ruatha amongst the top try scorers on the world circuit this year. Luke Morgan there, where's number 4? He is the speedster for Wales, and they are captained by Jevon Groves, and he is in his second period with the Welsh Sevens squad. Came back for the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow last year rather. This is young Angus O'Brien, a newcomer this season, and enjoying every moment of rugby. And if there is a rock star on the Sevens circuit, well, this is the guy, Rockstar Rasta Rasavenge, the referee now from Australia, originally from South Africa, employed by World Rugby as one of their foremost Sevens referees. So back they come.
Not the start you want from a Welsh perspective there. The restart just going dead, gifting the ball back to this ever so dangerous Fijian side. Poor decision from Wales, poor execution of skills, and now they're going to have to defend first up.
Well, if there's one team that didn't want to see sunshine this morning, it would have been Wales probably, because when Fiji play with the sun on their backs, they're virtually unstoppable. Pure Tuai, the big man wearing number 5, back in the ranks this year. But take a look at this guy. He's got pace. He's spotted a gap, and then away he goes, the captain, Osea Kolinisa, a reformed character under Ben Ryan's coaching. And here's a chance, and here's a try for Fiji. Simple try in the end.
You've got to get the ball.
And that's lovely from Jerry Tuai, but they make it look so easy, this Fijian side. You know, just bursts of pace there. Kolinisa just drops the hammer. Wonderful play from him, and then spots that he's a bit isolated, just slows down, waits for his team, buys his time on the floor so they can get there, make the ruck, and then that is just all about fleet of foot. Fabulous try, great start.
Yeah, standout player for Fiji this season is Jerry Tuai, from Butha village in Thakaundrovi.
So Wales here starting with 5 up on the restart here, trying to get the ball back. They want Fiji to kick long. Fiji going for the split kickoff, seeing they go down the middle.
Great to have the experience of former England Sevens player Ollie Phillips alongside me. Wyn Griffith here in the commentary box, popped up there from Jevon Groves, finding Sam Cross.
I think that's good.
Tom Williams to midfield. Good pass from Price to the direct running of young Angus O'Brien, taken down there by Semi Kunatani. They'll have to come back.
Good call there from Russ, the referee there. And Wales doing really well to work in their threes. Normally that means the ball carrier goes in, first man into the breakdown, next man there's to secure and play away. They're playing against Fiji. You must make sure you retain the ball, and they're doing that well to get themselves back into the game.
O'Brien into Tom Williams. Still there though for Jevon Groves. The captain spots the gap. Where's the support? It's very slow in arriving. There it is, in the form of Angus O'Brien and Luke Morgan in at the corner, the Welsh flyer.
Lovely work try there, beautiful stuff from Jevon Groves, going through, fending people off, using his strength and doing what he's good at, and then has the presence of mind for a lovely little offload. And as soon as you make line breaks, the space is always out wide because the defenders start to honeypot around you. Good decision from Wales, pushing it to the width, and then a lovely little finish there to bring themselves back in. Great try from them. Proud moment for that Luke Morgan.
From the sidelines, Angus O'Brien. Conversion is missed, but Wales are on to the score sheet here. 19-10 it was when they last met in Hong Kong.
As we always say, when possession's always key and restart's a crucial area of that. Wales here going the conventional route, stacking right. They're either going to kick onto the 10-yard or they'll kick deep and back their defence.
O'Brien kicks long, finding Vatimo Revuvu. It's that big man, Pio Tuai, causes defences all sorts of problems. Kolinisau, neat little the goose step from Kolinisau, just stands up the Welsh defence for a split second here, head down, Isake Katonimbao, and away come Fiji as they do. Semi Kunatani, 30 tries this season now for Semi Kunatani, just 3 behind his stablemate Rawatha.
I mean, if you want an example of how to play grade sevens, that's it right there. It all started, Kolinisau, lovely change of tempo, change of speed. It checks that Welsh defence, pulls them out of shape, and then that lovely, here it is, Kolinisau there, lovely check, wonderful switch, and then what you need in sevens is support runners, and there's no one that does it better in this Fijian side than Kunatani. Outstanding all season, and that is how you finish these tries off.
Kolinisau pulls that one to the left of the upright. Fiji in control here, 12-5. Just under 2 minutes remaining of the first half. Semi Kunatani turned down overseas offers, including some from NRL clubs in Australia, to focus on sevens, certainly until after Rio. And if Fiji qualify for the Cup quarter-finals, as they look intent on doing, then they will be on the road to Rio. Kunatani. What's the decision?
Scrum.
Scrum called, ball knocked forward.
Oh, I mean, it was oh so beautiful though. Again, you know, we've spoken about the movement of this Fijian side and how they open people up, the pace, the balance of their runners, and then the support lines again from Kunatani. He's always there, ever present on the shoulder, looking, poaching tries, and lucky there just to spill it 2 yards from the try line.
Yeah, second on the table with most errors, but when you can score tries at will, as the Fijians do, then errors sometimes can cost you dearly. But Ben Ryan has certainly been focusing on defensive frailties of late. Oh, good drive, good leg drive there coming in from Fiji. Yeah, ball gathered from an offside position.
On the far.
I mean, again there, Kunatani just showing why it's so crucial. Yeah, he's earned a penalty for his team. They get to restart 5 yards from the line, and with the firepower they have, they should be scoring. But again, errors, as you mentioned, Win.
And crucial moments are just virtually on the stroke of half-time as Morgan brings it away. Almost gets away from Osea Kolinisau, but the ball is there for Fiji once more. Kunatani. Ball bobbles up in midfield for Isake Katonimbao. Still time for a score. Revuvu with the offload. Quite happy, says Rasta Rasaveng. A hint of a forward pass perhaps, but no problem for the referee as Fiji go in for yet another try, and this time it's Savanatha Rawatha. 33 tries now for the Fijian number 11 this season. They score at will, don't they? Kunatani and now Rawatha.
I mean, they do, and they make it look so easy. I mean, I agree with you, there was a hint of a forward pass there, but a wonderful little offload out the back. This team just got so much flair and skill, and when they put it into practice, it's beautiful to watch, and it makes for great sevens. And they go in now buoyant at half-time with this 19-5 lead.
Looking good value for their lead as Ben Ryan goes in to the huddle. There's Ben Ryan.
I've got two things for you. In attack, their second man's trying to come over the ball fast, okay? So you do two things. One, you work hard in the tackle, so you shift that second man, and if we do have a breakdown, our second man clears quickly. In defence, our tackler's got to do a bit more, because when they scored their try there, and if we hadn't got the ball there were 4 Fiji players around, just honeypotting, looking at the ball, and not scanning. Now, that's not how we have practiced defence in the last 4 weeks.
Too good for the same ball.
Everybody happy? How do you feel out there? Good, boys. Right? Just need the ball, boys. Critical moments have cost us.
One score, boys. That's all we need.
Gareth Williams is the almost calling him a beleaguered Wales coach. Consistency of selection has been a problem for Williams this season. Ben Ryan there on the right, not a demonstrative character, but he was lost for words when he won, in inverted commas, the first Hong Kong title with Fiji last month, and they drew him into the celebrations, and he was overwhelmed, was Ben Ryan.
He was a very passionate character, and it meant a lot for him to win Hong Kong, a big flagship tournament, this World 7 Series, and to have done it in such fashion as well, with such flair and free-flowing rugby was a proud moment for him. And I guess in those things, it's always about getting that little monkey off your back, getting that title under your belt, and he did that, and it was a very, very impressive performance from his team.
Black. That one.
So went off the restart here again. Wales playing 5 up. They want Fiji to kick long. Fiji have abandoned that one down the middle. They just need to try and get some ball retention here, Wales.
Yeah, palm down there by Sam Cross. Luke Morgan, look at how Fiji are expert there now at the breakdown. And away goes Rawatha. Oh, it's a superb score for the Fijian number 11. He won the turnover at the breakdown and found a gap far too easily in the Welsh defence, and over for yet another try.
Yeah, it was. It all came from that turnover at the breakdown, though. Fabulous work again, straight in, stealing the ball, working hard, and then away he goes. His pace and his power there, just breaking through tackles. Fabulous little solo effort from the breakdown, and then to score it. Great effort, great start to the second half.
And a simple conversion. The Blue Wiggers, as they like to be called, from all over the world. They follow their Sevens squad, and Sevens rugby, of course, is so important for the Fijians. It's their main sport. It's the most popular sport on the islands.
It is, and what's disappointing here from a Welsh perspective, every single kickoff, Fiji have gone down the middle, and Wales aren't recognising that. That is schoolboy error, and they'll score off it again here, Fiji. Great work from them, and really sloppy from Wales.
The giant Pia Tuai, who was able to score, who claimed the restart there, and a simple run-in for Patimo Rabuvu.
I mean, it's perfectly executed, beautiful try. Fiji just working the system, spotting the weakness in this Welsh defence from the restart here. Crucial, every kick down the middle. The big man they've got, Pio Tuai, huge, massive in the air, going to take that all day long, and then he offloads. Really simple from Fiji. Wales, got to play heads-up rugby, got to look what's happening in front of you, otherwise they'll make you pay.
Suddenly the game has got away from the Welsh, as Rabuvu then claims the 5th try for the Fijians.
I mean, they're setting up for it again. I mean, look, they've got 4 players around the kicker. It's coming. Wales are staying, doing exactly the same thing.
And aim for Sam Cross once more. This time Wales gather through Christian Phillips back in the Sevens squad. Wing 3/4 for the Scarlets region down there in West Wales. Wales going nowhere at the moment. Sam Cross looking to release Will Harris, a late replacement for Adam Warren, into this Welsh squad. That's Craig Price. A good pace being shown out on the right there by Christian Phillips. And Will Harris certainly has pace to burn as well. This is Dan Fish. Fish with the chip through. And Fish, can he get there? A little too far on this occasion.
I mean, unlucky there from Wales, but some good ball retention. But if you're going to kick, you've got to score. And unfortunately, they're just running dead for them. And they're going to get another opportunity, though, here. Sloppy from Fiji. They're going to gift this ball off that 22.
Time off, please.
Yeah, 33-5. And what Ben Ryan has done, I think, he's instilled some discipline into the Fijian side. But what a nation to coach, really. Rich pickings wherever he goes, and there's so many players putting their hands up for selection at the moment.
I mean, there's talent all over the place, and he says he island hops all the time on little little boats and little motorboats are taking all over, just spotting talent. But what's fabulous about this team, I think, this year, in contrast to others, they've always had attacking potential. It's defensively where he's brought them on leaps and bounds.
A chance here then for Wales and for Will Harris.
Until that, where they leak a soft try there to Wales. Commentators curse as always, but there, a fabulous try from Will Harris there, just working hard, wrestling his way over the line, and Ben Ryan will be disappointed with that there, because they were looking good, Fiji. Just have to remain disciplined there. You see the 10 for Fiji just turn in very. He doesn't need to do that there. If he holds, if he stays with his chest open, he defends that easily.
Portugal and Scotland in this group. Good offload there from Dan Fish. Will Harris taking the ball with his back to the Fijians. Did exceptionally well, Ben Ryan. They made a note of that little indiscretion. Wales notably slow starters in tournaments, looking a little better in the second half, but again giving away possession. Good tackle there by Will Harris on Kunatani. Fiji move it quickly out wide to Apisa Domalai, taken down on the Welsh 22, quickly snapped up by Kolinisau to Josiah Winnie. Talinga, the newcomer, making his debut here in Glasgow, the number 6. And Wales again, the backs to the wall here, plenty of room out wide for Samisoni Biribiri, the World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year in 2014. 94 tries now to his name.
I mean, this is just fabulous play to watch, to be honest with you. There, this Fijian side make it look so easy. They've got such wonderful footwork, but the way with which they play the game of sevens here, all the offloading, the footwork, inside and out. This Welsh side of 6s and 7s, brilliant to watch. They play with such fluidity, and then that's easy. That's the walkover for very, all the hard work done on the left-hand side of the field. Fantastic try for Fiji.
Back-to-back victories for Fiji in Las Vegas and in Hong Kong, and they're looking good here in Scotstoun. 40-10, that's an advantage with a minute to go.
Wales still are learning here. We said they're going to go down the middle. What you do here is you put a pod in the middle to try and threaten the restart. Again, they're going to go straight down. A poor kick, luckily for Wales, but they're just not learning.
And they're paying the price here. They trail by 30 points. And Wales, they've not won a trophy this season. They last won a trophy in Las Vegas, I think it was over 12 months ago, and that was the Shield competition. And bearing in mind that they were the world champions way back in 2009 in Dubai.
I mean, they're a good side, and what it's about is about making good decisions on the field. Like there, you can see they have the attacking potential. Wonderful try from them. You've got to learn as you go, as you fill out the field. And Gareth Williams will be disappointed they haven't done that in this game.
Yeah, that's a try for Christian Phillips. Formerly with the Ospreys, now with the Scarlets, and points difference could well be crucial at the end of the first day. That's why Wales are in a hurry to get this ball back into play. And there will be time for the restart as long as the try is scored within the last 30 seconds, and the referee will allow play to restart.
It's good work there from Samuel Cross, just going through, breaking tackles, and then the awareness to make that offload. Can Wales get one more before the break?
It's a wasted opportunity there. Dan Fish overcooking it at the restart. So it's a free kick for Fiji, and a chance for them to add to their very impressive scoreline.
And that's what I love about this Fiji side. Okay, they make the mistakes, but the appetite to play, the appetite to score, despite the game and the final whistle's gone, they're hungry to score, and that's brilliant to see on a sevens field.
So the game can't finish on a penalty, so that's why Pastor Rasavenge allows play to continue here. Lewis Jones, a newcomer, a scrum half with the Cardiff Blues. Swept up for an attempt at swooping up the ball there from Sam Cross, and that will be it. Pastor Rasavenge calls time, and it's a job well done for Fiji. And I will repeat once again, if they can get through to the last 8, then they are assured of their place in Rio at the Olympic Games next year.
Remarkable comeback from 19 points down. It's Fiji against Portugal. We're into Pool C. Going into the weekend. Too wide, throws it in. Taken on there by Now. Good covering tackle. Just inside Fiji territory. Fiji using the full width.
Set the crowd alight on that one there, Martin, and it's actually quite typical of Fijians to almost intentionally throw a bounce pass just to try and suck the defence in, and wouldn't surprise me as the ball hit the deck there. But you know, a lovely bit of skill there from Portugal as well to really try and match the Fijians. But for me, you've got to be clinical, and here any kind of maul you're going to struggle against such strong Fijians. And actually the playmaker in this instance is Pio Tuai, big man in the middle. If he's making these line breaks, got support with him as you've seen here, it's always going to be pretty difficult to stop him.
We saw there the 92nd of those up against Scotland earlier. What a match that was. Good harrying that time from Kolinisa. They turned it over. Fiji, the little inside pass. It was to Rawata. Well, you have to say Fiji are the Harlem Globetrotters of this sport, aren't they? Final play of the half. There's one of the law variations. Ball doesn't go 10, it's a free kick on the halfway line. And Portugal come away with it. That was Nuno Goedes again. Ball scooped up that time by Matias. There is Porro on the halfway line. Can Portugal get it back into this match? Playing quite nicely here. The tackle a little high. That 14-point lead.
Temos de ser capazes de fazer o quê? Variar o jogo. Insistimos constantemente neste passe, não deu nada. Epá, mexemos um bocadinho. Vamos entrar por eles dentro em velocidade. Como já perceberam, sempre que corremos em velocidade e atacamos os ombros internos deles, eles falham. Quem está exterior, o que é que tem que fazer? Convergir, guarda, códigos curtos. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vamos jogar por exagero no curto.
Yeah, Leal's really is the heartbeat of this Portuguese team, and he needs to step up and try and pull the strings a little bit more. Just as well as Kilinisau for the Fijian team needs to up his school prefect role and make sure he gets a grip of this defence and keep them a little more solidified.
So as things stand in Pool C, Fiji and Scotland both on 3 points apiece, having both won their opening game in the pool. Well, it's not gone out yet, and it has now for to defend for Fiji at the moment. In fact, they've turned it over. Bit of a boot coming in from Estevez. Oh, interception. Here's an opportunity. Matthias. Penalty against Portugal, holding the ball in the tackle, quickly taken. Just running across field there was Talenga, and he's got through. And well, he's sauntering. Just looking at the opposition, playing with the opposition like a first round heat.
They're going forward, they've got ascendancy. Kuratani, he just, every single game he plays, he just creates highlights.
Yes, the slap back there coming from Isaki Kotanibal. Man who spent a few weeks at the Stade Mayal on trial at Toulon. The coach Philippe Saint-André at the time was looking for a medical joker. Sadly, Kotanibal didn't make the cut. Where Boudjilal, on a rare occasion, wouldn't reach for his checkbook. And that was great, wasn't it? Kuratani just opening up his stride. So And that's why this man has scored so many tries for Portugal. That number 93, according to my notebook.
Esteves doing exactly what he does there, Martin. He's done it time and time again, just for an incredible amount of years thinking about it. Every memory I've got of Portugal somehow incorporates Esteves streaming down the side, dodging tackles with these longest legs.
Well, that swung and swerved and in the end, I'm afraid, dived.
As we look ahead to the game between Fiji and Scotland.
Wayne Griffith, thanks very much. And yeah, the final game here on day one of the Emirates Airlines Glasgow Sevens. Well, would you believe it? 889 points have been scored, 141 tries. There's more to come, because Fiji will take on Scotland. And for Scotland, Scott Riddell will lead out the team wearing that #1 jersey. But Colin Gregor, he's in touching distance of becoming the third all-time point scorer on the Sevens World Series. For Fiji, well, there's been a few changes for this team. Talinga comes in to start wearing that #6 jersey, and Isaki Potonibao will captain the team for Fiji.
There's some love in the arena for Fiji. Everyone here supporting Scotland.
So Asia Kalina on the right will read out the Fijians. On the left is Scott Riddell, Scotland's captain.
So far for Scotland. Let's make it.
Well, a crucial game for both teams. The winners will take on South Africa. The losers will take on New Zealand. Well, these two teams have met on 36 occasions. Fiji have won 30 times. Scotland have won 6. Scotland last won in Wellington in February 13 by 14 points to 12. They also put 31 points over Fiji away back in May 2010 at Murrayfield. Our referee in the middle, Federico Anselmi from Argentina, and the big crowd that have stayed right to the end will witness some great rugby against one of the most favourite nations in world rugby in terms of sevens. That's the Fijians against the inventors of the game, that's Scotland. So Fiji really geared up for this one. Colin Gregor will kick off. It's a low one to Mark Robertson. Mark Robertson takes it on the fly. Nathavu to Christine. Christine spills ball, and look how quick the Fijians are up to punish the Scottish mistake. Christine. And Scotland starting with a flourish. Here's James Fleming. Fleming wrapped up in the tackle of Apasi Domalai. And in goes Simi Kunatani. Scotland have retained possession well, though. And an offside decision on this Fijian side, and Scotland so often have just kicked to the corner and slowed things down, but Scott Riddell looks as though he's maybe shaping to maybe start a counter-attack here.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going to shape up for a set-piece move, but what an explosive start to the game this has been. Robertson there, so brave off the restart, leaping into it, and this Fiji defence is ferocious. These teams have got such a big game on their hands now, and they know that they need to build some momentum going into tomorrow.
Wraparound is with Christine. Christine tracked down in the tackle. Talinga with the tackle, that's Riddell. On to Robertson. Robertson thumping tackle by Kutanabau. And then Joe Nathan, he's been strong, hasn't he? The Scottish regimental soldier who's now playing rugby for Scotland in the sevens. Fijian born, wearing the blue of Scotland. The inventors of the game versus the innovators of the game.
I mean, it may well be the case, but the physicality out there is bone-shuddering. Fiji are absolutely trying to lay the law down here, and Scotland having none of it. Brilliant first couple of minutes, and can Fiji make this possession pay now?
Well, the knock-on, the tackle was good on the far outside channel. I think that was James Fleming for Scotland.
I mean, it's been great stuff. Defence is what it's all about. But there we go, seeing the hits flying in. Both teams won this last game of the day. Want to make a statement, want to make a stand before going home and getting ready for tomorrow.
Great cover tackle by James Fleming. There he goes.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about here. You back yourself as the winger. You use the touchline as your extra defender. Great stuff from him. Understanding, great game understanding. Gets a turnover for his team.
Well, Gavin Lowe, he's at Scotland under-20s. Came through the elite player development programme, and Christine links up with Fleming. Fleming, oh, he thumps to the ground. Rasungi. Scotland retaining the possession, 17 passes completed. That one was forward, and Mark Robertson will give the possession to the Fijians.
Yeah, I'm not sure Scott Riddell there lying on the floor is too happy about that pass, because he dived desperately to get it and has caught one on the back of his head. But an interesting statement from Ben Ryan, who told us in this interview earlier that Fiji have yet to lose a single game in any of their group games so far. Record, he says, is so far at the moment is one that hasn't been emulated. So they want to go through this again and keeping that record clean.
Well, there's a factor of the game. Scotland complete, noted as a passing team, and often their Achilles heel has been scoring tries on the back of that possession, but certainly much improved this season under their coach Callum McRae. Scotland putting Fiji under pressure. Samasoni, Viri, up to the 10-yard line, delivers an overhead pass there, taken by Rasungi. And then really easy on the outside. Samasoni, Viri. Too easy for the Fijians as Viri kisses the rugby ball in celebration of his first try this weekend and his 95th in the World Series career.
I mean, this man is a potent threat for Fiji. With the ball in hand, he's absolutely lethal. And there, just breaking through tackles, breaking through and just fending them off, and then guides himself all the way to the try line. Great try for Fiji, good start.
Kalina Sal with the wide out kick, and how good was that? Ben Ryan encouraging his team. Well, interesting again, Ben Ryan said earlier that he'd love to take on South Africa in the quarters, as that would mean he'd gain some points back on South Africa, who lead the series table. Remember, South Africa top the table at the moment on 129 points, Fiji on 125. If they were to meet in the quarters, That could claw back some vital points for this Fijian team, who are desperate to claim a title on this HSBC Sevens World Series.
Well, if they go on to beat this Scottish side in front of this partisan Scottish crowd, they're going to get the opportunity to do so. And so far, you've got to say they've managed to weather the storm at the start from the Scots and just starting to settle into their game now, Fiji. I mean, and that stat there, Scotty there, 4.7 for Fiji, their strike rate from passes every single time they get the ball. They're lethal, they're really efficient with it, and they make opposition pay.
Well, the ball ricochets back into the Fijian hands, and look at this, from defence into pressure. Lasila on the wide outside, tracked down by Lowe, wonderful support on the inside, and Jose Rasinga in for the try.
Wow, I mean, let's take a look at this offload here from the Sali Sala. What an offload inside his pace from the number 8. Just burns it to the try line, realises that he's not going to make it, and then starts looking for that offload, looking for support. Wonderful play from him. Great turnover from Fiji, working hard. Probably the best area of their game that's improved so much in this series. And here he goes, afterburners on, sees he's not going to get there, and then just a lovely little roll back inside. Brilliant play from them.
Well, this time the conversion's not good.
Conversion just wide. The final 30 seconds of the first half. Fiji 12, Scotland 0.
Well, my apologies. I thought Nasir Kalina-Sal was actually on the pitch, but he's been acting as a water boy. Huge restart. Look at this ball taken there. Step and go. Wonderful by Nasila. And then Semi Kunatani just making it look so simple. And when you have momentum like this in 7-a-side rugby, well, if you're giving the ball to Fiji, they'll rip you apart.
Oh, they will, and that is started and finished by that man, Kunatani, the outstanding player for Fiji all year round, all year through on this series. He's the one that leaps up high with his big paw and bats the ball back for Fiji, and then he's first on hand to go over and score the try. Great play from him.
Well, that's 7 minutes gone, and in a flash, it's Fiji 19-0 in the lead over Scotland. Well, they're a happy bunch, aren't they? Bringing such colour to proceedings.
Thanks very much to the league pro dancers once again.
So we spoke about the setup here. They've gone 3 and 3 wide. They've kept their 2 big jumpers in the middle around their kicker. Scotland at the moment have reacted to that, responded to that, kept their pods in the middle. Do they now push it wide, Fiji, and see where they're weak?
Well, that kick is not going the required 10 metres. So Scotland through Colin Gregor. He'll just tap and go. What can Scotland do in riposte? Mark Robertson has to get the support of his captain. Scotland quite happy conceding territory to then set up their attack. James Johnston up to the 10-yard line. Gets the support of Gavin Lowe. Lowe bundled to the deck, the Glasgow Warrior. Originally played with the Glasgow Hawks this season, having previously played for Ayr. Nathavu up to the 22, but he has the ball stolen from his Guras Rasungi. Then a little step and show from up beside Domalalai. Oh, and it's just a lovely show, isn't it? Amanone Nasila just making it look so easy. Plays for the Hideaway Hurricanes, Sevens team in Nadronga, and dots down over the line.
And this Fijian side's ability to absorb pressure in defence, and then when they get the opportunity with the ball in hand, be utterly ruthless, is quite frankly breathtaking. You look at the strength and depth they have on the bench. They're resting the 2 eyes, Kolinisau, Ruaka. They're normal starters, and yet they are absolutely dominating this game with the players they've got on the field. Fantastic strength and depth, and a brilliant ability to make teams pay if they cough the ball up.
Well, it's just that lovely show and go that completely takes James Johnson. Gavin Lowe obviously got a knock there. He was completely out of the play. And in actual fact, he's gone off. So Russell Weir is on for Scotland, and the ball bounces favourably for this Fijian team. Samisoni Viriviri. Rasungi just finding space, and Nasila. Well, if you're going to give a man of the match award, you give one to him. He's been superb, hasn't he? Second try of the tie. But he's given it over to Jose Rasungi.
I mean, that Nasili Sali is absolute quality there. Such a potent threat. Normally the understudy for Kalini Sal, but taking his opportunity here to hold his hand up, say to Ben Ryan, play me, I want on the field, coach. And there, wonderful footwork again, great pace, opening up this Scottish side. We're now starting to tire, and that's always dangerous when you're chasing a game against Fiji.
Well, Fiji in plenty of voice here and scoring plenty of points. They won 40 points to 17 over Wales, 40 points to 12 over Portugal, and they've got Scotland stuck on 0 points. What can James Johnson do as he breaks from deep? Nathavu. Pass was made there for Scotland, and Fleming sprints up the touchline, and James Fleming shows real gas to go in over the corner. And look at the delight from James Fleming. Is that a cramp or a little tear? A little bit of cramp, I think.
So much delight, he's had to sit down because of the pain in his legs. He's just obviously the afterburners blew out on him there, because that is outstanding pace from Fleming. Shows why he's in this Scotland side. After Turnbull retired from this team, they lack someone with real out-and-out gas. This man has it, and they need to utilise him as much as they can.
So Colin Gregor edges closer to the points record of Uelemai. Lovely outside pass to Fleming.
I mean, when you've got pace, it's so good to see guys who are fast backing themselves, just going for it, running with a pin in their ears back and going for it, and that's a brilliant try from him.
Well, they've got a try on the board. There was a response. Ball just taken and plucked out the air and sprinting away. Oh, it's a tap tackle on Semi Kunatani, but the support is good from Talinga. Talinga, the recycled possession, and just the pick and go by Rasungi. And Fiji, they make it look so easy.
It makes you wonder whether it really is that easy there. Rasaki Kunatani for me is just an outstanding player all round, and he is the thing that makes this Fijian side tick. There, he takes it straight off the restart, then his power and pace to go through. Gets the tap tackle, awareness around him. What an offload that is, such a deft hand. They don't panic, recycle the ball. Brilliant stuff, great try.
Well, the conversion is good as well. Amanoni, Nasila, just stretching the lead out. So it'll be at Fiji, who will go into the quarterfinals to take on South Africa. Scotland are in the quarterfinals as well. They'll go on to take New Zealand. So two mouth-watering ties, and once again the ball just bubbling into the hands of the Fijians. Samisoni Viriviri, was that forward? Well, Semi Kunatani says no, and Semi Kunatani scores his second try of the tie. That's his fifth this weekend already.
I mean, there aren't enough superlatives about this man, but one thing that's going to be intriguing now, as Fiji have booked their place against South Africa tomorrow in the quarter-final, that decider which could help them really claw back. There's some serious points against them if they win, is they haven't been tested in this group. They've won each game by 40-odd points. Will they, against South Africa tomorrow, face a much sterner test, and could South Africa maybe catch them cold?
Well, they know they're on TV. Well, wherever you're watching across the world. We hope you've enjoyed day one of the Glasgow Sevens. Well, the last play of the game. James Johnson, Russell Weir takes the ball. Turnover ball, referee Federico Anselmi blows his whistle, quick tap and go by Domalilai. Then the step is Ruatha to Domalilai. Domalilai to Talinga. Talinga just shows the ball. He wants to stretch. Another support comes, but the interception by Nanathavu. Poor pass from Scotland. Reaches Russell Weir, but wrapped up in the tackle. Jose Rosunge for Fiji, putting Scotland under pressure. There he is, kicking the ball through, picked up by Johnson. Johnson with a pop pass, but it's fallen into Fiji's hands, and Domalilai will bring down the curtain of day one here. Well, Colin Gregor's held him up. There's always something to play for in a game of sevens, and on this occasion, Scotland's captain denies Fiji a final 8th try. But it's full time. Fiji, though, showing their class over Scotland. They win by 45 points to 5. So the curtain draws down on day one here of the Emirates Airlines Glasgow Sevens. Let's have a look at the pools. Pool A, it's Australia and England who top the pool. They'll go into the Cup competition, and France and Russia will drop down into the bowl. In Pool B, New Zealand, well, 3 from 3, winning that really tight pool. South Africa and New Zealand will progress into the Cup. Kenya and Samoa, who played out that thrilling tie at the back end of the day, they'll drop down into the bowl competition. And then Pool C, as we've just seen, Fiji 3 from 3, scoring 45 points against Scotland to keep the pressure on. Scotland, though, through the quarterfinals. Wales and Portugal, they're the teams that will drop down to the bowl competition tomorrow morning. And then finally, Canada, who stunned the United States with a tremendous opening performance to open up today's action. Canada and USA will move into the Cup competition. Argentina and Japan down to bowl. So let's see what the quarterfinals will bring tomorrow. First of all, the bowl quarterfinals. France will take on Japan. Japan playing for their lives because they might drop out of the Sevens World Series. Wales will take on Samoa. Samoa, we've seen much improvement. Argentina, Russia. And then finally, Kenya, Portugal will see out the quarterfinals. The Cup quarterfinals will then come thick and fast on day 2. Australia will take on the United States. Fiji against South Africa, the series leaders against the chasers. And then Canada, England, and finally the host Scotland will take on New Zealand. Of America. Well, if you thought the last tie was good, get ready for this one, folks. It's Fiji versus South Africa. The second Cup quarter-final. They last met in Tokyo just a few weeks ago. Fiji losing that one by 5 points to 7. Interesting enough, the week before was the Cup semi-final. The score was 21-15 between the two sides. Ben Ryan selects his strongest lineup. Huge experience in Osea Kalina-Sao, the captain, playing in his 41st tournament. Watch out for the brilliant Semi Kunatani and Isaki Kontanabao and Pio Tuwai. A real set of ball handling forwards. Well, for South Africa, the brilliant Blitz Boka. Quagga Smith, for me, is the nugget between two rocks in Horn and Brown. Pace is in abundance. Keep an eye out for Siabelo Senatla. In his 18 Sevens World Series tournaments that he's played in, he has scored 87 tries. So Fiji so far 40, 40, 45, and in response Wales put 17, Portugal 12, Scotland only scored 5. Well, South Africa, well, they lost that one against New Zealand, but they come into this Cup quarter-final in the series table right on top on 129 points. 4 points only separate them and Fiji. Our referee in the middle is Alex Ruiz from France. Oh, what a mouth-watering prospect. I'm Scott Hastings, alongside me, Ollie Phillips. And Ollie, when we talk about the anticipation of an HSBC Sevens World Series title, this could be the turning moment in the whole tournament.
I mean, it's absolutely vital. If South Africa can come away with a win, it makes it very, very difficult for Fiji to try and topple them at the top. Contrast, Fiji win this, it's all open. I spoke to Neil Powell before the start of the game. He said that they were relishing it, this opportunity to have a go at the Fijian side. Said that them inviting them to play this game, looking forward to them, had really fired the boys up. And Ben Ryan's response was that they're ready, they can't wait, they back their offloading game, they think they've got the spoils to take everything that they need to in the rest of this tournament and London next week. What a mouth-watering prospect ahead of us.
Well, there's Ben Ryan, former coach to England, now Fiji's head coach, and just brought a strength, a conditioning, a knowledge to the Fijians, but he hasn't interrupted their flair.
No, he has. All he's added to them on top of their attacking prowess is a brilliant discipline in defence, and particularly around the ruck area, which is going to be so vital today. Big moment for South Africa is the loss of Cecil Africa. Can they adapt to that and tactically remain on their toes? Because there's going to be a lot of this today, a lot of kicking.
Well, I say it, Kalina Sal playing that one. He'll be up on his feet. Branko de Pria. Then goes Quagga Smith. So does Sanatla to try and win ball. The counter ruck is good though from Fiji. They force the error. The quick tap and go is from Rawatha. Rawatha with a little step. Werner Kok comes in with a tackle for South Africa. But just another little knock-on in that contact area, and as the games have unfolded here, we've seen some amazing hits.
We have, and that's not a sight you see very often, a Fijian putting boot to ball, and you know, their offloading game could be compromised because that physicality's coming. They know that the likes of Werner Kok are going to try and get in their faces. Carl Brown really trying to disrupt their game.
Well, the referee just saw the replay there and actually warned the player. There wasn't a tackle actually made there. He used his shoulder. It may actually invite an investigation with the sighting officer.
Now, Werner Kok smiling about it. He loves it. He wants to bring that physical edge, put them off their game. Handbags at 10 paces or even from the off.
Branko de Pria feeds. This is Roscoe Speckman. Little grubber kick to Sanatla. He chases, but back is Jerry Tuwai. Now, Jerry Tuwai, well, he can dance and spin as well, and look at the way he's recycled the ball, and the way that Fiji worked to get behind the ball was so important. That's a high tackle from Frankie Horn. Tap and go straight away. Ravuvu, we've not seen much of him this weekend. Ravuvu, he was in the dream team in Tokyo, and here's Pio Tuwai. Love the way this guy takes ball into the contact. Look at the way he drives the legs forward, lays the ball back on a dinner plate. Here's Jerry Tuwai. Tuwai, fast feet, tests the defence, gets the pop offload, but Frankie Horn again, he gets around as well, big Frankie Horn.
At the moment, South Africa's defence is really disciplined. They're just letting Fiji play around with it. They're not too fussed about it in Fiji's half. Let you do what you want. We'll stay disciplined, try and force you to make some errors.
Just on that stat, Frankie Horn there, 67 tournaments on the trot. Bit of a high tackle, that one. But again, it'll be Branko de Pria. Branko de Pria. Carl Brown taken out in the air. So lots of errors. There's Roscoe Speckman. Speckman bumps Burles. Carl Brown, the South African captain. But it was Branko de Pria's pass to Werner Kok, and there's the edge in this game. That's what it's like.
You can just feel it, Scotty, bubbling up, can't you? They know the importance of this game. Few small little errors, maybe a bit of nerves as well as the weather. Both sides so desperate to make an impression on this initial couple of minutes.
Remember, South Africa, winners in Dubai and Port Elizabeth when they were in scintillating form, and current leaders of the Sevens World Series circuit on 129 points. Fiji are only 4 points behind in the series table, so this one is so important. As the points available on the table, there's the top 5 with England and Australia vying for that coveted 4th place. Pio Tuai gets the ball, the little pop pass inside. Oh, lovely hands, Sami Kunatani on his way to the try line. Magnificent from the fabulous Fijian flyer.
What an unbelievable exchange of offloads. We've talked about the weather and how slippery the ball is, but Fiji don't care. What a fabulous show of hands there. And then Kunatani on hand, and he puts the afterburners on. Outstanding. Look at this interchange here. Wonderful footwork. And they're not shy to play. Tuai there, shrugging people off, offload inside, and there he is. Their outstanding player all year, Kunatani, burns into that for the try line. Outstanding from them.
Fantastic score with the additional 2 points to come. Patimo Ravuvu, that heavy strapping on his leg. Ravuvu for the additional 2 points. How important is this? It's over it goes. But Fiji, well, the great offloads here from Saki Kotonabao, Pio Tuai, and it's the way that just the little offload there, the support and inside pass. Kotonabao recycled himself so well, and then the long striding Sami Kunatani polishes off a classic 7s try for Fiji.
What's great to see off that kickoff as well there, Scott, is that Fiji still want to play. They're still trying to get the ball back, kicking it short. They want to challenge for it. They want to keep possession.
Now, you spoke to both the coaches at the start of the day, and both were really up for this. Both wanted to have a go at each other at this stage of the competition.
Well, they know what rests on this game. South Africa know if they can win, it's daylight between them. Probably too much daylight for Fiji to come back and pit them. Contrast, Ben Ryan knows they win this. It is all to play for come London.
Well, the step once again from Kotonabao up and over the 22-metre line, and it's Fiji who are dominating the possession. They've linked 12 passes together so far. Whoa! Side entry, but the quick tap and go by Ravuvu. Ravuvu to Sami Kunatani. Kunatani held by Werner Kok and Carl Brown, the South African skipper. Ball was set there for Branko de Bria.
No, do not play.
And just the hint of a knock-on picked up by referee Alex Ruiz.
Okay. So close there, so close. Fiji 5 yards from the line as the referee blows because the hooter's gone. But there you've got to argue, is Carl Brown offside? He's in an offside position, not allowing them to play the ball. Very, very interesting call from Alex Ruiz on the stroke of half-time.
Well, it's half-time, a white grin from the Frenchman, words from Frankie Horn, but, well, what a 7 minutes. Fiji, 7-0 up.
Speel die boys. En dan speel ons in hulle hande aan. Kry die bal in 10 se hande van daar af kan ons attack boys. Ons stel elke keer nie moeilikheid soos raks opsit. Maar ons kry nie ons raks opgesit nie. Alright. Hulle sit op Pio Tuai
Well, such knowledge between these two coaches. Neil Powell, former South African player, of course, who's taken over the coaching duties of the South African team, and Ben Ryan for Fiji, just loving being involved in the environment with these Fijian players.
I mean, it's amazing to see the small little intricacies, the tactical battles that are going to be going on. You know, we heard Ben Ryan mention in his half-time team talk, look at their pods, look where they're going. So South Africa splitting the field at the moment. They've got Frankie Horn one side, Kwagga Smith the other for their pods. Don't be surprised here. Kunatani's lining up in the middle. They go straight down onto Sanatla.
So South Africa lined up with the 2 pods. You'll see at the top of your screen there 2 sets of players, and at the bottom of the screen waiting for the kickoff, and they've gone to the single man. But Sinatla's managed to take the ball, escapes the tackle of Semi Kunutani. He's done well to recycle that ball back to Branko de Pria. Remember, the South Africans missing Cecil Africa, who was injured in the game against New Zealand at the close of day one. Big Frankie Horn just makes that extra few yards. Now, this is the front foot football that South Africa need to play if they're going to try and pierce this Fijian defence.
Oh, Carl Brown there just running across the field, a bit aimless. Fiji gobbling him up and wanting that ball back, and they've got an opportunity to attack now.
Kunutani, route one for Semi Kunutani. A little bit slow to the breakdown. Fiji, South Africa then flood the contact area, but illegally. And the quick tap and goal. Look at Jerry Tuwai. Sharp as attack there.
Oh, I think that's a tough call there, to be honest, Scott. I thought that was a penalty for South Africa. They were blasting through that ruck. They were really trying to put some pressure on Fiji, and I think that was a wrong call.
Stay on feet, please. Your chin, stay on feet.
So coming through is fine.
No, for me, stay on feet.
You just see there, look, Sinatla straight in over the ball. He's on his feet. He drives over. That's not a penalty against South Africa for me.
Very interesting, actually, because at half-time, Ben Ryan, you might recall, said, we get the next score either by try or a goal. You don't often see it. They're going to go for a drop goal here. You don't often see this, because this would force South Africa having to score twice. So Vitimo Ravuvu will go for the additional 3 points with the drop goal penalty.
Not so much attitude for Hong Kong, please. Come down.
Good decision, Ollie Phillips.
It is in the end. I mean, obviously, in those sort of situations, sometimes players can crack this out of the norm, out of what they're used to doing. But there, Fiji bringing it to 10-0, as you said, 2 tries now South Africa got to score. In these conditions, with this Fijian defence, it's tough.
And that's a real influence, isn't it, of Ben Ryan? Because in the past, there is no way Fiji would have gone for a drop goal penalty.
100% right. They're going to go on Sinatla again. Here they are. South Africa not waking up to it.
Quagga Smith, though, he picked the ball up on the half volley. Sinatla, 4 tries already this weekend. He averages 4.38 per tournament. Branko de Pria, little grubber kick, chased by Speckman. But back in the ball is Ravovo. He did well, but Speckman made a nuisance of himself, forced the error on the Fijian. Speckman starting to grow in real confidence. Has a wee dig on the outside. Branko de Pria slips.
It's okay, Api, noisy.
Ball at the back. It was Asia Kalina Sal who took the ball out of play. There he is, wearing that number 7 jersey. The experience, 41 tournaments, 83 tries, over 700 points for his country. Top point scorer.
Big moment this, Scott. If South Africa can score, they've got a real chance to get back in the game. Let's see if they run a short line. Werner Kok off the back of it.
Branko de Pria picked up by Speckman. Speckman, well, he lost possession of the ball, but an offside decision. There you go, not 10 metres. Incidentally, that penalty goal was only the 84th penalty goal in 16 years of rugby, as... Oh, he's been held up by Smith, did he? Frankie Horn's at the base, switches to Carl Brown. Brown cuts back against the grain. Big tackle comes in from Kunutani. He has had some influence on this tie.
Outstanding at the breakdown there, outstanding. South Africa trying to muscle up, bust them through. Carl Brown goes in, gets isolated. What a turnover here, crucial at this stage of the game.
Well, South Africa's ill discipline costing them dear. 8 penalties conceded, as you saw on that screen.
Here, look, we see he just comes short there, goes on his own, and wonderful play from Fiji, desperate to get that ball back. Outstanding work at the breakdown.
Yeah, Carl Brown just got isolated there. Fiji the beneficiaries, the wraparound movement by Jerry Tuwai. Ravovu Interesting enough, putting pressure on Sanatla with the long kick. Sanatla slips. Kalina Saz on the ball for Fiji. Still got it. Sanatla's done so well. Werner Koch. Speckman has to get the support of Koch. Koch with the blonde hair, driving over the ball. Quagga Smith to Carl Brown. They go down that blind side, but, well, with a kick by Ravovu, they've got the territory and they're forcing South Africa to attack from deep. Carl Brown, pass was intercepted. Quagga Smith has to go back on the ball. Quagga Smith just gets that extra half metre. Ball's at the back. Carl Brown clears. Speckman to Sanatla. Sanatla runs into the imposing figure of Pio Tuwai, and Tuwai gets the turnover.
I mean, Scott, you mentioned at the start of this match, what have Fiji done to make them so good this season? It's their defence and their discipline. They've just gone from under their own posts with disciplined defence, clever kicking, and about to score. Outstanding from them.
Oh, incredible play by Fiji. Rawatha. Savanatha Rawatha has taken the tie away from South Africa, and more importantly, they will creep and get in touch with South Africa in the World Rugby Sevens World Series table.
Well, Rawatha, Fiji, take a bow because you've just blown this title series wide open. Outstanding from them from start to finish. Such discipline in their defence, working so hard at the breakdown, and we know their attacking prowess here. He gets the ball in his hands, Rawatha, and says, look at my twinkle toes because I'm dancing all the way to the try line.
Beautiful hands to offload down the short side. The kick ricochets off the post. But with only 10 seconds on the clock, it's going to be a historic victory for Fiji. And they've got the revenge from the last time these two teams met, which was in Tokyo.
I mean, Scott, how exciting does this make it now? Fiji hopefully going to go all the way to the final, winning here, beating South Africa. South Africa going to have to make a statement in London. What a brilliant way to set up the final leg as well of this whole World Series.
Sanatla will have one last goal. Thumping hit comes in from Jose Rusunge.
Oh, he felt that one, didn't he, Sanatla? Walked into a Fijian brick wall.
Well, Werner Koch spills balls, so that will bring a sorry end from a South African perspective to this tie, but it's delight for Fiji. And, well, there's no love lost between these two nations. As Alex Ruiz tries to bring some calmness to proceedings. It was a fabulous performance from the Fijians, full of tactical nous. They win the tie by 15 points to 0.
Ben, this weekend just keeps getting better and better for Fiji.
Yeah, we applied some pressure there to South Africa. The key was keep possession. A couple of out the back offloads in the early stages that I'm not going to stop them doing. We just got to get better at it. And I thought they managed the game brilliantly there. The kick at goal was perfect, and then to finish it off with a nice try. Now we're in with a real solid chance of. We wanted to go to London with a chance to win the title, and that's where we are now.
Yeah, South Africa can only now pick up 13 points maximum for winning the plate, so potential 9-point swing here. You could go to London with a reasonable lead.
Yeah, we've got to hit the final now. I didn't watch the game before, but Australia and the US, is it US maybe that won that game? It's going to be a tough game, you know, they're physical. Mike does a great job with them, so hey, next job now.
You look very disciplined, especially on defence in their game, and as you mentioned, the smart play to go 2 scores ahead with the penalty, that must be pleasing.
Rupert, probably the most pleasing thing is we're really focused. I'm not having to say much to them. They know exactly what they've got to do. They're managing themselves. Yeah, you get a good feeling that some momentum's about to come our way.
Good luck against the USA.
Thank you.
Well, it's the
Well, what a dramatic end to that game, and the emotion writ large on the face of Naya Thevo as we look ahead. And what a curtain raiser for the first of the Cup semi-finals between United States of America and Fiji. England and New Zealand play off in the second of the Cup semi-finals. And here are the lineups. Leuta comes in for the injured Zach Test in Mike Friday's starting lineup, captained by Madison Hughes. Maka Unufe, the number 8, has certainly shown up well this weekend for Fiji, while their stars wherever you look. Top point scorer Osea Kolenisau, Tuai, the two Tuais, Pio and Jerry Tuai, Kunatani and Rawatha, big try scorers for Fiji. And here they are, the loyal Fiji supporters. They travel all over the world to support their team. Commanding centre ground, and an opportunity for Fiji in this Glasgow tournament, the penultimate tournament, to steal a march on tabletopper South Africa. Ollie Phillips.
I mean, a real opportunity for them, but they come up against a buoyant American side, USA team that will have been disappointed on day one by their performance against Canada. 40-0 they were beaten, let's not forget that. And they have responded and rallied. And now they're in a semi-final against the in-form side here in Glasgow. The areas they're going to focus on, breakdown. You've got to nullify Fiji there. They're so dominant in this tournament. What a mouth-watering prospect ahead of us.
And Mike Friday knows full well, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best, and they don't come much better than the Fijians. Ben Ryan, well, what a job he's done with Fiji over the last 12 months or so. Tremendous competition for places and for the cherished shirts with the palm tree on the breast. This is the big man, Pio Tuai. Well, they're big men wherever you look in this Fijian lineup. Folaunua does well, is back there, covering for USA. Semi Kunatani, 35 tries this season. Osea Kolenisau, out it goes to Katonimbau. Strides away, just checks, cuts back inside and dances over the high-striding, high-stepping Isaki. And call him ice, cool as you like, Katonimbau.
I mean, they make it look so simple, don't they? But where this comes from is fantastic work at the breakdown. They put the boot to ball originally in their own half. Unconventional for Fiji, not typical style of play they play. But in the past, this old Fijian side wouldn't have rallied to that. Instead, they're there in their droves. They put that pressure at the breakdown, turn it over, great try, and looks so easy when they do it.
So he's looking at Kunatani here, the initial thrust from him.
Yeah, I mean, it's Kunatani and Tuai there, just brilliant work at the breakdown. They're big, dominant forwards, constantly in the middle, freeing up the ball and turning over for their big runners. And there, Katonimbau just makes it look easy.
Well, we've heard already today that there are sort of French scouts eyeing potential recruits here. Katonimbau, well, he trialled with the European champions Toulon way back in 2010. And it's hard to believe that's just his first try this weekend in Glasgow.
Well, I mean, that's an uncharacteristic mistake from Fiji there that we just see, but the strength of Tuai off that restart is phenomenal. USA set up 3 pods across the front, wanting them to kick behind, but Tuai finds a hole straight through. Look at him, one, rides over Baker, up on his feet, fights like hell. Incredible strength from him.
So USA trail by 7. Nua finds Matai Leuta in the lineup, the number 2, Maka Unufe. Perry Baker, they want to get the ball into this guy's hands. Tracked down, pulled to ground by Sivanatha Rawatha. The Fijian number 11, they'll get the penalty.
Interesting to see what the USA do here. Do they kick down, get some territory, back their line out, or have a go? If I were them, I'd go for territory. Get some restart ball, get a set piece and play. Try and drag in some Fijian defenders.
Just got a glimpse there of the Fijian coach, former England coach Ben Ryan. And a former England coach here as well, Mike Friday. Ryan in his seat, in his chair on Friday, tippy toes, walking the hospital ward, so to speak, on the sidelines.
Both trying to look relaxed, but both have been nervous. There's an incredible rivalry between those two, and they'll want their sides to come out on top in this one.
Oh, it's a scintillating prospect, isn't it, this one? USA and Fiji. That's Rawatha in full flight. Samanatha Rawatha. Tracked down there by Maka Unufe, the little offload. Nice touch inside to Osea Kolinisau. That's the American try line in the background. Penalty USA. Well played, good defense there from the Americans. Big Andrew Duratalo, the durable Duratalo. Takes it into contact. Can't take your eyes off this game for 1 minute. Mate Leuta has worked hard on his tactical and technical aspects of late. Still raw in some areas perhaps, but what an acquisition he's been for Mike Friday's side. There he is. Madison Hughes, the captain. Lively number 10 for USA. And this guy certainly made an impression on me this weekend. Maka Unufe, former American footballer at Utah State. Leuta, he'll take on the Fijians, as will this guy. Andrew Duratalo, a former Fiji rep at under-21s and captain the Fiji under-19s at one stage. Maka Unufe just can't get that ball away. But just touched forward there by a Fijian hand.
Yeah, unlucky at the breakdown there from Fiji. They really put some pressure on the USA, but credit to the USA, just building their pressure on Fiji, frustrating them. If you starve this Fijian side of the ball, they're going to get frustrated, and the way you do that, just keep hold of it, keep hold of it. USA going through the phases well, but unlucky there just with that offload, but great work from Fiji, and unlucky not to get the turnover.
And smiles on the faces of well, it's Katanimbao in particular, and whatever the call is here, I mean, Andrew Duratalo speaks Fiji and the American number 6, so he knows exactly what they're up to. There he is.
Here off this scrum, if I was America, I want to get the ball into Perry Baker's hands early. Give it to him quickly and get it into space. Let him run. He's the fastest man on this field.
Well, you'll get your wish, Ollie Phillipson. Here he is looking to get the better of the Fijian defence on the outside. Cutting back inside, will he? Oh, good work there by the Fijian, was it Jerry Tuai?
I mean, that is the classic example of why this man's a genius, but also still so raw. Goes round the Fijian defence like there's no one there. And here as a winger, you just cannot go into touch. It's sacrilege. You've got to fight to stay in. You've just worked so hard to get all that yardage. Gifting the ball away like that is just far too simple.
Well, it's great to see Perry Baker, the newcomer this season, in the American ranks and playing with a smile on his face. He enjoys his rugby. Does Perry Baker. Still a lot to learn, he says. Former American football player for the Pittsburgh Power, and boy, when he puts the pedal down, there is some power in those legs.
Yeah, watch Duratalo come up the middle as either a strike runner or a dummy runner here. They should use him. They'll go back down the side. You see Fiji just waiting for him in defence.
Good work by Maka Unufe, gets in behind the Fiji defence. A neat offload to Madison Hughes. And America will get back on terms here surely with a conversion, and the Fijians are just left looking at one another.
A simple, really well worked try, but they used Duratalo and Nuai there in the middle. Duratalo just outside for the pop ball, and Nuai coming up there. What an offload, one hand, with Fijians crawling all over his back. Has the presence of mind to find Hughes and bring this USA side back into the game.
So Hughes to draw level. This will be the final act of the first half. Pulls it to the left of the upright. So Fiji still hold a slender advantage as we approach the break. Let's have another look.
Yeah, just holding the ball. He's got Duratalo, and then those three just linking up so well, and a wonderful offload there. That is textbook great play from the USA right on the stroke of half-time.
So it's very close call then at the break here. The United States 5, Fiji 7.
We need to carry that on. We need to keep frustrating them. How are we going to do that? Let's get that second man into the breakdown straight away, win our ball. Great coaching from them both, clear, precise. Let's see how they react.
So just to remind ourselves, South Africa top the world rankings at the moment on 129 points. Fiji are on 125. And it looks as if it goes right down to the wire. And next week's tournament, the final tournament of the series in London and at Twickenham.
See how USA react to this here. We've seen Pio Tuai, number 5. He's the one they always go to on this restart. He's coming in, they're going to go short. USA not quite responding.
Oh, well taken in the air by Danny Barrett. Man from Seattle, number 8 in 15s.
Turnover's good.
That's a brilliant turnover. Tuai, best hands in the Fijian lineup, and the dancing feet here of the captain, Osea Kolinisau. But look how quickly Andrew Duratala was in there to win the turnover. A chance, a half chance perhaps. Perry Baker lurks on the wide outside, but neither forwards are taking it up once more. Look at Andrew Duratalo powering his way downfield. Baker slips, checks, or Colin Isles rather. That's so typical of Mike Friday. Just making a quick change. Colin Isles has got pace, as we know. Madison Hughes. Hughes turning inside Pio Jerry Tuai. Well, there was a half chance there. Wow.
So here, really interesting here. USA recognising the rule. He's one man on his own, so it can't be a maul. Just waiting. That is great. That shows the evolution of this USA side. They've just come on in leaps and bounds this year of their understanding. No one commits to it, so it's not a maul. And then they win the penalty because they don't release the tackler. Brilliant play from USA.
And straight out of Mike Friday's coaching manual.
It is. It's down to good coaching, yes, but it's got to be executed on the field too. In that split second, you've got to make a good decision, and they're demonstrating that perfectly.
Well, you're saying how far they've come. 12 months ago here in Glasgow, they were in the Shield final, and here they are in the Cup semi-final. Got the Cup semi-final in the home tournament in Las Vegas. They lost to New Zealand, their first Cup final since 2010. Kolinisau. Straight into midfield, a neat step there from Nasilasila. There he is with number 8 on his back, Pio Tuai, a reformed, rejuvenated player, and Ben Ryan. Now then there's a chance for Kolinisau. The straight running of Kolinisau takes him inside Folau Niua. Kolinisau is away, chucking him down. There's Maka Unufe, leaps on his back and pulls him down like a wildebeest. No quarter asked and no quarter given here. Katonimbao thought he might be in for a second try. Ball swept into midfield. Pio Tuai, the Westfielder Toka Toka club. The offload. No one does it better than Pio Tuai. Offloads to Semi Kunatani.
I mean, this is outstanding. The work rate from USA, the scramble defence is phenomenal. Everyone working and busting a gut to get back there. But Fiji just so good. And when you've got somebody like Pio Tuai, such a huge man mountain in the middle you can go to when you need him. Just phenomenal. He gets the ball, wonderful offloading from them all the way. And then the man, as always, Kunatani on his shoulder to score the try. Outstanding.
Yeah, and the usual celebration from Semi Kunatani, the little Yola Tambu sign.
And here it is there, Pio Tuai just holding it up, and look at that lovely out the back pass off his right hand. And number 2, Kunatani, every single time you need him, he's there. Outstanding play from Fiji.
There it is. The yellow Tambu, the sign of the Holy Spirit. That try has been well greeted by the supporters. As Fiji make a substitution here, they bring on the youngster, the newcomer, making his debut here, Kitioni Talinga, wearing 6, running into midfield.
So Fiji setting up again here. Pio Tuai, they're going to go short, they're going to go down the middle. Can Barrett, the lifter, get the ball again like last time?
Yeah, they brought off...
Well played, Barrett, reacting. Great spot from the USA, and they get the ball back.
Colin Isles, can he break clear? Not if Pio Tuai has something to say about it. I mean, they brought off Kolinisau, the Fijians, they brought off Nasilasila, and they bring on Talinga, yet another potential playmaker. This is Danny Barrett, though. Solid. Danny Barrett. Oh, lovely flick on to Colin Iles. Iles is away, he's spotted a gap. We've seen the pace of Paddy Baker already this weekend. Haven't seen too much of Colin Iles. For so long, the poster boy, wasn't he, of American rugby?
He was, and he's got so much pace. I don't know why he goes up the middle there. Just back his wheels to go all the way on the outside. But you know, anyway, the USA managed to retain the ball. Let's see if they can do something with it now.
Colin Iles was in the way there, and he almost paid the price.
I mean, it's just so unlucky there, Colin Iles. He's so fast. He's got Pia Tuai inside him. All he needs to do is put the burners on it, go around him all day. He elects to step back inside through the middle, and he's swarmed by 4 Fijians there. If he just keeps going to the right, he's in his try time all day. And now that is, again, a bit of understanding from this USA side and the evolution and growth of him as a player.
Yeah, still has some learning to do, does Colin Iles, but he is a quick learner. By his own admission, he's got a long way to go, but boy, can he go, can he shift. 10.13 seconds for the 100 metres. And he equates to about 27 miles an hour in full flight. So he might have a chance again here as Martin Yosefo. He gets an opportunity from the Wahiawa on the island of Oahu. Hawaii. Breezing down the far touchline here is Colin Iles once more. Couldn't hold on to possession, and here's a chance for Fiji to counter. Josiah Winnie up over the 10-metre line. Barges the American player out of the way, and here comes Semi Kunatani striding away for the corner. And this could well seal it for Fiji at a place in the cup final. Semi Kunatani. Well, what more is there to say about this man?
I mean, a superb try from Fiji, but it comes again. We spoke about Colin Iles, his blistering pace, but then his little bit of poor decision-making understanding. He goes round the outside here. Wonderful pace to get outside Ruaka. There, he's in the mixer. He just hits the spin. You cannot lose the ball there. You lose the ball against quality teams that make you pay. None more so than Fiji. They get it, they shift it to the width. Their best player on the field all season, Kunatani, outstanding from minute 1, and he goes over to score.
Great try for Semi Kunatani, and that, I think, draws him level now with his colleague Savanatha Rawatha on 37 tries. Remarkable feat. They still trail Sebela Sinatla, though, the South African. The Blue Wiggers are in fine voice. And some stats there for Semi Kunatani. Tackler carries the ball.
Stay behind.
And 8 tries scored here in Scotstoun.
I mean, he's outstanding, and that's why Toulouse have signed him for next year. And where they're going to play him, who knows? Back row on the wing, but an outstanding talent nonetheless, Kunatani.
It's great news for Kunatani, of course, and his family. Duratalo to Danny Barrett. A little hitch kick, a goose step. Good strength as Danny Barrett. It's been a great semi-final, this. At Fiji. They're showing why they are such potential champions. 3 cup wins to the names already this year on the Gold Coast, and back-to-back wins in Las Vegas and in Hong Kong.
Release!
Bender just about manages to get the ball down. Colin Iles has a quick look. Madison Hughes. Such a deceptive little player is Madison Hughes. Duratalo once more out to Danny Barrett, and the USA will have the last word, will they? No, they won't.
So unlucky.
Richard Kelly spots the forward pass. But a cracking cup semi-final. Handshakes all round. That's the spirit of Sevens rugby for you. That the United States, well, they can mark this as a progress that they made over the last 12 months or so, but they've been down by a very good Fiji side. 19-5 the final scoreline. We can go down the touchline with Rupert Cox is the Fijian captain, Osea Kolinisau.
Osea, you're through to another cup final. You've already won 3 this season. You must be very happy so far.
We're pretty happy for achieving another milestone, making it a 4th cup final this year. It was really tough. USA is a good team, but we told ourselves that they are in a semi-final. for a very good reason, because they beat better sides. They beat Australia, so we said they were gonna be up for the game. And I'm pretty proud of the way the boys held on to finish that game off.
No matter what happens in the cup final or the plate final, you will go to London ahead of South Africa on the series standings. So you must be very happy about that also.
We're very happy about that, because when we met them in the quarterfinal, we told them that this is the game for the series. The series is on the line, so we're pretty happy that we made it through. But we just don't want to go to the London Sevens as number one. We want to go in as champions in Scotland Sevens.
Thanks, Jose. Good luck in the final.
Thank you very much.
So here we go then. Fiji versus New Zealand, the final of the Emirates Airline Glasgow Sevens. Well, would you believe it? These sides have played each other on 81 previous occasions. New Zealand lead by 43 to 38 in the series. They last met in Hong Kong back in March in the cup final. Fiji won a scintillating match by 33 points to 19. Well, New Zealand are without the services of Tim Mickelson and Ambrose Curtis, but there's a great class in the All Black Sevens. Gillies Kaka, for me, has been in magical form this weekend and has been given a brilliant platform by his forwards, Curry, Forbes and Dixon. Sherwin Stowers adds class in the backs, whilst the highly impressive Ryoko Yoioni has made him a standout player this weekend. Well, Fiji's Ben Ryan goes for the same starting lineup that dispatched the USA 19 points to 5 in the semi-final. Semi Kunatani has been in scintillating form, having scored 7 tries this weekend. Jerry Tuai is a gem of a playmaker whose poise and craft is matched by captain Osia Kalina Sal. Well, before all the cup finals on the series, we play the national anthems. God bless Fiji, Mida Dal Doka. Well, joy, delight and tears on the faces of the Fijians. Now, God defend New Zealand. crowd appreciate the national anthems of Fiji and New Zealand. Just a late change to the starting lineup for New Zealand. Joe Webber drops down onto the bench, replaced by Sam Baka. Well, alongside me, Scott Hastings in the commentary box. To my right, Ollie Phillips. To my left, Carl Tanana of New Zealand. Just a quick comment from both you guys. Carl, obviously, New Zealand have done tremendously well to get to the final. Your hopes for your fellow countrymen?
Oh, most definitely, Scott. I know they're sick and tired of losing to this Fiji team. They got dusted up in Dubai in the quarter-final. Lost in Vegas and they got run over the top of in Hong Kong, so they want some revenge. They go into this one as the underdogs, no doubt.
And Ollie Phillips, the rain coming down. Can Fiji's passing skills meet the test of this New Zealand team? Will be determined to get a second title.
I mean, they've looked the hot favourites all tournament. They played some fantastic rugby. I think they're going to be buoyed as well by the very late change of Joe Webber dropping out due to injury. That could cost this New Zealand side quite dearly. He's been outstanding for them over the last 2 days. And against this formidable Fiji outfit, it's going to be a tough day at the office for New Zealand.
Batimi Ravovu, he'll be kicking off for Fiji in the white strips, their traditional strips, onto the black of New Zealand. The ball taken there by Sam Dixon. The tackles will come in thick and fast. Stowers kicks long, and Jerry Tuwai. Well, what a standout player this man has been for Fiji. Always troubling defences wherever he goes. Savanatha Rawatha. And here's the pressure from New Zealand. A turnover by DG Forbes. But Rasta Rashanvengi is sharp on his whistle. Ravovo to Semi Kunatani, and this is Pio Tuwai. Such grace and balance in his running. Kunatani runs into a thumping tackle there of Scott Curry for New Zealand. Tuwai showing his strength there. Curry's right over the ball, but illegally, says Rasta Rashanvengi, the referee from Australia. Jerry Tuwai. Early stages of this game, Ollie Phillips.
I mean, it's a really delicate game of chess, but some of the contacts that are coming in are huge. You know, both teams really committed and desperate to win this final.
Well, Tuwai, such balance and grace. Hauled down by another tackle from Scott Curry. And Fiji just hanging on to the ball, an offside decision. But a cut and go from Isaki Katatoni Bao. Held there, but gets the support on the wide outside channel. First try for Rwanda in the corner. And just patient build-up play from Fiji.
Yeah, great continuity from the flying Fijians in that set of play. They probed and probed and probed, and again the offloads, which has been so dangerous and worked so well for them over this weekend, really did take its toll. And they ran out of numbers, did New Zealand. They sent it to the left-hand side. They probed a little bit. This is a nice little change of direction. Goes inside DJ Forbes, and then just watch this offload out the back door. They had numbers to the left-hand side. They moved it there quickly. What a great start for Fiji.
Yeah, they were just patient, weren't they? And the supporting angles and lines here from Jerry Tuwai, who's absolutely caught the eye in his short career.
I mean, he has, and it's a fabulous break as well up the middle from Katoni Bao there. Lovely, lovely pace from him. Such a balanced runner, seeing the overchase from DJ Forbes. And then the presence of mind to look around him for the offload. It's simple from Moaka, but great sevens from Fiji.
You're right there, Ollie, just overtasted DJ Forbes, and then look at him here, always aware, they're always looking for the support players. Nice little offload, using their hands.
So Ravovu will take the kick-off. This time he puts a little grubber in. Oh, little good skills there from Sam Dixon. And Gillies Kaka, well, he decides to kick long. Jerry Tuwai will have this one covered. Osea Kalina Sal's back to support. Jerry Tuwai has a little dig. Up to that 10-yard line. Stowers with a tackle, but he was held. Stowers claimed to referee Rashanvengi that he'd held his man in the tackle.
I don't know about you, Carl, but that Scott Curry's been so impressive over the last 2 days. So strong over the ball. Once he's on it, he clamped down. You're never getting him off, and that's a great penalty for New Zealand. Now they need something to get back in the game.
Yeah, Tuwai there just taking up. You're right, there's a second man just jockeying right there, great technique. Just a little bit too slow, was pure too wide to clear that out.
Well, he's got lots of experience building this 29th tournament, the 26-year-old from Manawatu. For me, this has been one impressive performance from Gillies Kaka. Look at the way he plays with the game with a smile on his face, Gillies Kaka. Back in that pivotal position. Hooker sweeps to the scrum half roll. Now Sam Vaka. Vaka up to the 22-metre line, held by Vatima Ravovu.
Leave it.
Off his feet was Pio Tuwai.
Number 5, off your feet on top of the ball.
And again, the sevens game, it just comes thick and fast. Stowers, oh, lovely little step from Stowers. And Ioane, who's really impressed this weekend. The youngster with 18 tries to his name already. And Vaka, he just goes route one. Tuwai with the tackle. In comes the support of Dixon. Now New Zealand with pressure on this Fijian line. DG Forbes goes in to dig. Sam Vaka's there as well, but penalty against Fiji. Sam Vaka will just tap and go, will he? It's low, but yes, he got a try, did he? I think he did.
Yeah, he ducked underneath it. Sam Vaka, he loves the contact, goes very low. You're allowed to place the ball, whether it be forward or backwards, and he places it forward over the line. And New Zealand, I think they've got the try that they desperately needed.
Okay, let's go IVR.
Well, it's a referee video review. Let's have a look at this one. Sam Vaka goes for the line.
Well, you're allowed to place the ball anyway. Doesn't matter, the tackle's completed yet. You can place it backwards or forward, and he places it forward.
I mean, that's the try for me there. Yep. Great statement of intent and great response from New Zealand. He's come in, Vaka, replacing Webber, and he's rewarded him.
Oh, that's a surprise.
That is a major call. I think Rastarakaveng, he's got that wrong there for me. For me, that was all in one movement. He reaches out to place for the try.
There we go.
So very fortunate, Fiji there.
Well, there's 3 thumbs up in the commentary box for this try as he reaches out for the line, but a double movement is called by referee Rasta Rashamvengi.
Well, we don't matter though, it's the guy with the whistle that matters, and that's a huge let off for Fiji. Desperate in defence, but that's what saved them over the weekend. They've been brilliant in that area.
Yeah, they have. They worked really hard at that breakdown, but I think they're so fortunate, and I think that highlights how crucial these refereeing decisions can be. Now Fiji breathe a sigh of relief, 5-0 up still. That should have been a try for New Zealand. They'd have been 7-5. So crucial, you've got to get these things right.
Ball's over the top to Pio Tuwai. Tuwai with a lovely floating pass. Ravovu just decides to play the territory game. We don't often see this from a Fijian team, the way to kick a ball. Gillies Kaka returns with a bit of class. The kick and catch, he returns the ball to Stowers. Ioane, well, he kicked as well, but Pio Tuwai, well, the big mitts is picked up by the big Fijian. Well, everybody's kicking the ball now. The game of rugby is now a game of soccer.
Everyone's putting boot to ball. Some not as effective as the other. Gillies Kaka was magical there. The rest I think we can put in the bloopers reel.
Stowers. Ioane came on the feint. Lovely show and go by Scott Curry. They're creating good space here in New Zealand. Kaka cuts back against the grain. Oh, lovely little flick pass there onto Sam Dixon. The quality that New Zealand are giving, and there's men over. DJ Forbes to Vaka on the outside. He's had a go through the sticks. Can he get in at the corner? Vaka for the corner. What about that as a tackle from Asia Kalinasau, though? The Fijian skipper giving such a lead.
Well, defence wins your tournament. He's lost the ball, Sam Vaka, I think, trying to put the ball down.
Tackle. That's what I saw. I'm going high tackle. Thanks, Alex.
Well, he's given a try on the high tackle as Asia Kalinasau. Well, should have been a penalty try because it stopped the player in the action of going to score a try.
Black.
I mean, it's down to the interpretation. It goes high around the neck, and you've got to say if that is a high tackle, then that is a penalty try. He stopped that there. New Zealand at the moment not getting the rub of the green.
Well, they're certainly piling on the pressure. Can they finish it off? Gillies Kaka to Stowers. Sherwin Stowers hits the deck. DJ Forbes goes in there, the most experienced player on the pitch. Scott Curry, he has impressed. Well, he's run out of space there, has he, on the far side?
Well, they'll be disappointed with their attack there in New Zealand, getting pushed over the sideline as a cardinal sin, concession of possession. They just looked a bit lost on that last attacking set, did the All Black Sevens.
Let's come in, let's come in, let's come in.
It's going to be interesting to see, Scotty, sorry, just how Fiji respond to this. They haven't really been tested and pressured like this than New Zealand are. They're in their faces, making them play in their own half. It's outstanding work from New Zealand now. They're starting to get themselves into this game.
Kalina Sal pops the ball down to this impressive youngster, the 18-year-old Rico Ioane. Ioane, he was tackling well there, was Kalina Sal. Scott Curry teases the inside line. Kaka reads the play brilliantly to Stowers. Sevens rugby out the top drawers, and Sir Gordon Titchens, the New Zealand coach, realises how good the quality of that try was.
Well, Sherwin Stowers is going to get the points, but you can put it down to Rico Ioane, the young man, getting it all started. There's a sign for his kids at home, Sherwin Stowers. There's the setup, and watch this little bit of interplay from Scott Curry and Gillies Kaka. I like the little nuance. Look at Gilly Kaka, takes in two defenders, then the little nice offload out the back door.
I'm not going to say it again, that's the last time.
Oh, Scott, it's beautiful play there, and this little pass from Gillies Kaka, it's got such presence of mind, fixes Kalini Sal there, and lovely offload to Stowers. They are starting to get under the skin of this Fijian side, and New Zealand's starting to tick.
Gillies Kaka misses a conversion after a fantastic try in New Zealand.
Gillies Kaka really has come into his own. Remember, he's just come back from an injury, so his first tournament, but I like the confidence of the young man to be able to do that in a final. He really has taken this team on his shoulders, and just a little pass again from Gillies Kaka, outstanding.
Black, let's go.
Well, Gillies Kaka, remember it's 10 minutes each way in the finals. Ben Ryan looks on, and look at the balance. 5-all between the teams.
Backwards.
Jerry Two White. Ball went backwards, so it was all right. And look at that press defence from this New Zealand team. They've got the territory. DJ Forbes, oh, classic steal and turnover from DJ Forbes. The ball's at the back, but coming in from an offside position is Isaki Kotonival. Quickly taken, and New Zealand have scored through Sam Dixon. Dixon with his 31st try in his Sevens World Series career.
I mean, outstanding from Sam Dixon, outstanding from New Zealand. This Fijian side are rattled. You can see it. DJ Forbes is the reason and the root of that. What a turnover. Stripping it from the biggest man on the field. Brilliant play from New Zealand. They're back in this game.
Yeah, what a shift has Sam Dixon put in for his team. There's the turnover by the captain. Sam Dixon realised the situation. He was never going to be denied. Look at the determination. Shrugs off one, powers out of a second, goes over in a third.
I mean, one thing as well, Scott, just that makes me wonder, there's so many penalties being leaked by Fiji. When is Rastarakaveni going to go in and get that card out? He needs to start showing them, because on the half-time, Fiji have been very fortunate to stay with 7 on the field, in my opinion.
Well, on the balance of play, it's undoubtedly been New Zealand who've got into the faces of this Fijian team. It's all on the balance. Half-time, folks. New Zealand lead by 12 points to 5.
And watch out, because they'll go back the sideline. Just pin them down here. Anything in their half, in this half, if we've got the opportunity, keep it alive. Keep it alive as long as we hunt quickly. They'll only get it if we're in fringe. Hey, we're playing pretty good footy at the moment. Hey, unlucky not to be another 2
Something. You expect something from your teammates and you work hard. That is a shadow of the team that's played for the last 2 days. It's an embarrassment. So you need to sort your stuff out for the next 10 minutes and decide where our fate lies. You got that right?
Oh, well, look at the contrast there in the coaches. I mean, what intrigue. Gordon Titchens, like the ever so present all the time, sniffing the kill. Hunt them, he says. Ben Ryan rattled, you can see emotionally. He's trying to appeal to them. They've said you've been a shadow of the side you've been the last 2 days. What scenes in those 2 huddles there.
And a little bit of calmness and coolness there from, well, Sir Gordon Titchens.
Yeah, well, he knows he's got a very young squad. He's focusing on the positive. He's saying, play some football, go up the middle of the park and use the kick, get them rattle, get it in behind him. I've never seen this guy, Ben Ryan, so animated and speaking to his team like that in a very, very long time. He knows he's got the teams to get there, but these are the games where you make your name.
Well, fascinating plots unfolding here in the final of the Glasgow Sevens. Second half is about to get underway. So Gillies Kaka, he's pulled the strings for this New Zealand team. And remember, they're down on the bench in numbers as well. Tim Mickelson, Ambrose Curtis, and a late change within the team with Joe Webber still on the bench. So what will the response be to that grilling by Ben Ryan? Lovely little interplay. Kalina Sal, the captain, giving him the lead for Fiji. Up to the 10-yard line, another tackle by Scott Curry. Katanabau with the pass, Pio Tuai straightens, gets the offload, gets the support to Katanabau. Oh, Ravovo stretches his legs. Gillies Kaka's got it covered though on that far side. And now Fiji really stretching. This is the response that Ben Ryan wanted. Tuai, he's such an agile man. Oh, a lovely little pop pass. And Asia Kalinasau is in under the posts. And that's the response that Ryan was looking for.
Well, how do you defend Pio Tuai? He is such a big man, but he's got so many graceful touches. Great vision from him too. We'll see a Kalinasau, the captain, always leading from the front. This will be a huge thing if he can't go, this kid. Look at him, this step. The ball out the back door, draws in two defenders.
Kalinasau with the additional 2 points. We're all square again, folks, but Pio Tuai, look at it, the tackle that came in there.
I mean, a big moment here. Scott Pio Tuai coming off, injured. The big man Mountain that's just been instrumental in orchestrating that try is now off the field. But I mean, what? Ben Ryan was so animated. He wanted a response from his team, and no one better than your captain to give you that. They're back in this game, but they're down this hugely influential player now. How do they respond to that?
Well, the dancing feet of Pio Tuai will be sorely missed. But Apasi Domalai, he's wearing the #1 jersey. He'll be more than able to fill those boots. Great forward effort here from Sam Dixon. Scott Curry's also been in the thick of things, as has TJ Forbes. And New Zealand pushing Fiji deep. They've got numbers back, Fiji. Oh, lovely little show and go there from Savanatha Rawatha, and then gets the support of Isake Katanabau. Oh, lovely play here to Ravuvu. On the angle is at Kalinasau, up to the 22-metre line. This is the Fijians that we know so well. Katanabau, Sami Kunatani. This is Rawatha, who started the movement on that far line. Oh, wonderful. But an offside decision.
I mean, what a response from Fiji this second half. Ben Ryan demanded more from them than they are delivering here. Some breathtaking sevens. You thought that kick from Stowers was a great tactical decision. New Zealand was set, but as usual, Fiji just producing the magic when they need it.
Rawatha up the touchline. Semi Kunatani, Jerry Tuai, route one for Domalai. Oh, wonderful from Domalai. The replacement to Pio Tuai puts Fiji into the lead.
Well, this is all about determination from the #1. Up beside Domalai, just lowered his shoulder, used his power, went straight ahead, asked the question, can you stop me? And the answer was no.
Look at this play here, wonderful patience from Waka there, dances up within 2 yards, and then out the presence of mind to look for support. This is blistering sevens, and when Fiji get in the groove like this, you just got to try and weather the storm. You just got to stay in there, and New Zealand will be hoping they can make amends now.
And the conversion is good. Vatimo Ravuvu with the additional 2 points. Carl, you've played against the Fijian team a minute. They're almost unstoppable. How did New Zealand keep their shape and poise to get back into this tie?
Well, it's all about possession. I know they've used the kick to great effect, but now I think they've got to get the ball, stop kicking it, and they've got to back themselves. Gillies Kaka, that's what he did in the first half. They've got to go back to that.
Well, Fiji kick long. Their defensive alignment has gone up. Dylan Collier. He's caught in the tackle by Semi Kunatani. There's Kunatani wearing that number 2 headband. Ioane, and the kick downfield is through Sam Dixon and Jerry Tuwai. Well, they have to attack from the 10-metre line, but we know the Fijians so well, they'll attack from anywhere. Well, the offload to Jerry Tuwai, and off the bench is Samasoni Virivi. There's great legs out there. There's such spirit in this Fijian team. Rawatha throws the ball back inside. Ioane gets boot to ball. Was this from an offside position?
No, I think it's for a late shot from Scott Curry here. I think it was fine. Rasta Vinge finally gives out a yellow card.
Well, we thought there should have been cards earlier on, but that would have been for the Fijian side. But, well, Scott Curry, was that the turning moment in this final?
No, I mean, I think it is there. Rasta really not getting the rub of the green to this New Zealand side. Earlier on in the first half, we saw Kalini Sal go high for a high tackle when New Zealand was sure to score. Just gave the penalty, no yellow card there.
Malaya just cuts an angle and under. And what an impact this man has made since he's come off the bench. His second try in the final. And is that the moment that takes Fiji into the lead of the Sevens World Series standings?
Well, they've been a juggernaut all weekend long. The first time they really have sustained some pressure from New Zealand, and they've responded. Here it is here, that's the yellow card. Scott Curry. You just can't do that. You've got to have your discipline in these big games.
Well, the conversion ricochets off the upright. Well, we talked about turning points, and Afisa Dumalai, he has been a turning point, but was the turning point the half-time top by Ben Ryan?
I mean, clearly so. He's inspired his side. They're just a totally different animal this second half. And you know, what Fiji do there, if you give them away, if you're down to 6, they make you pay. And wow, what a second half from them.
Well, Dylan Collier gets the ball onto Bodine Waka. We've not seen much of Waka, a great playmaker.
You don't think he's been operating at 100% now, but Gordon Titch has put him in there for another option, along with Gillies Kaka. Not the best. I don't think Rieko Ioane should be clicking for the touchline.
Yeah, not decision there from the youngster. Well, New Zealand have been the bridesmaids on 3 occasions. They may be heading to be the fourth second spot on the series.
That was a bit of inexperience there, bit of panic from Ioane there. You've got Kaka on the field, let him take the kick for distance there. Panics, kicks, poor kick, still pressure on New Zealand despite their ball.
Well, Gillies Kaka, well, he thought about a quick one, but interesting enough, did you notice Sam Dixon saying, just kick up the touch?
Yeah, well, they know they've got Scott Curry back now after this, so they just want to get territory. They need him to score first. There's still a little bit of time, 2 minutes, which is an age in the game of sevens, but they have to score off this next piece of play.
Well, we talked about Ben Ryan's comments at half-time. Let's hear them now.
You expect something from your teammates when you work hard. That is a shadow of the team that's played for the last 2 days. It's an embarrassment. So you need to sort your stuff out for the next 10 minutes.
Well, they've sorted themselves out, folks, because they're right back in the lead in this game by 24 points to 12. Now New Zealand, we know that they'll give it absolutely everything And this man, Gillies Kaka, he's created space on the outside as Scott Curry kicks the ball down. Jerry Two-Eyes coming back for Fiji. Curry has a shot.
Strike up.
Carl, I don't know what you think there. Scott Curry makes the break.
Right.
Do you put the
Did you
boot
see
to
a
ball
clear
there? Do you
grounding
just
angle?
keep hold? You've got all
No.
the momentum with you. Poor decision, in my
Right hand
opinion.
grounded.
Oh, most
Okay,
definitely.
midget.
And you've got a guy who scored a number of tries on the outside, Yuriko Ioane.
RVR.
And either way you're going forward, I
Okay,
don't think
let's
he got it
RVR.
down anyway, Scott Curry.
Do you think that was a bit of frustration because he spent the last 2 minutes in the bin?
Well, he's trying to make something happen. That's what he's trying to do. Here it is here. No, that's come off. There hasn't been grounded, I don't think.
Yes.
Who'd want to be a call him that one?
But remember, we don't need groundward
Okay.
pressure. It's
Time
just,
back on.
is the ball in contact with the ground?
Time back on.
He's awarded the try. Wow! New Zealand are back in this game, though.
Wow, well, Scott Curry, I take it all back. Kick all you want, because there you kick to score. Great pace and great precision for him to get that arm round, put some downward pressure on it. What a try from him.
Well, they got a good test. That's what Gordon Titchens is saying from the kickoff.
Bodine Waka lets the ball slip across the uprights. It was Gillies Kaka, the way he just created the opportunity for Scott Curry. There was a man outside on Ioane. He did go ahead and kick. Well, if you're watching this at home, what did you think? Doesn't matter now, because Rasta Rashinvengi is given the try. Oh, the ball falls to Damalai. Thought there was going to be a hat-trick.
Number 3.
Bodine Waka took a big contact there as Jose Rosunge challenged for that
Do you have
ball.
anything else there?
I mean, that's a huge contact. Both
Do you have
sides so
anything else?
committed. New Zealand
The
knowing
one
they
I've got.
need
Do
the
you have a
ball
different
off the
picture here?
restart. Fiji just desperately trying to get hold of
Sorry?
it. And they're two players just flying into each other.
Anything else?
Huge collision.
Okay. Mikey?
What a final this has
Okay,
been
I'm just gonna
here
stick with the
today.
penalty, obstructing
As you
the
said,
Yeah.
Ollie, both teams are so committed to the cause. Bodine Waka's only been on for moments.
Well, this is Fiji's 55th Cup final in the Sevens World Series. They've won 26. New Zealand have played in 85 Cup tournaments and they've won 52.
Well, the Fiji player for mine hasn't even looked at the ball. The number 3 it was Raisunge.
I think Gordon Titchens will be breathing a sigh of relief as well. He's got no one else left on the bench. So he's looked at that and he's pleased that Waka's a tough nut there as well.
I was just about to run down, Ollie. I got my boots here.
15 seconds on the clock and counting. There'll be time from Bodine Waka. Has he found touch? He's absolutely nailed a beauty. Now, 7 points is the differential. What have New Zealand got? They never give up. They never say no.
Wow, what an outstanding kick from Waka there. Put them in the position where they now just need to get some ball retention. Fiji will undoubtedly challenge them in the air for this.
Rico Ioane at centre, I'm sure they'll say, just give him the ball and let him have a go here.
Waka got to win the ball. They have done through DJ Forbes. Scott Curry. Ioane has a little step and go. Ioane held in the tackle. Fiji are good in the defence, but they've swept left to Dylan Collier. Collier slips on the grass. Fiji flood the contact area. They're going for the counter. Have they won the ball? It's a melee of bodies in there. Fiji come away with the ball. It's delight for Fiji. Win the Glasgow Sevens. And what a thriller we've had. Absolute delight from the Fijian fans who're celebrating in the rain.
I mean, one thing that is fabulous to see here, we normally associate Fiji's victories with brilliant attacking play. What just won them the game there is the new facet that Ben Ryan's added to them, the breakdown. So aggressive there, and their aggression there just won them the game. Blasted through on New Zealand ball, outstanding from them. What a second half showing.
But an unbelievable performance, Carl Tanana, from New Zealand to get themselves back into the game and give themselves a chance at the title.
Oh, most definitely. They can hold their heads high, no doubt about that. They've been under pressure in a number of games this weekend, but they've shown a lot of mettle to get themselves back into this game, as they did in this final. But this Fijian team, you can't deny how good they've been over the weekend. In all facets, they deserve this win.
Well, there has been a number of talking points throughout this final. But as Zaki Kotanabau kicks for touch, look at the delight in the stands, look at the delight amongst this Fijian team. They've gained their 4th title of the series, having lifted silverware on the Gold Coast, in Vegas, Hong Kong, and now Glasgow. And as the Sevens World Series heads to Twickenham next week, Fiji, by virtue of their win over South Africa in the quarter-final, and now lifting the title in Glasgow, means that they stand proudly on top of the standings as we head into Twickenham next week. And what a thriller we're going to have in Twickenham next week, Carl.
Oh, most definitely. You couldn't ask for anything better going into the last leg at Rugby HQ at Twickenham. Really looking forward to that.
Let's listen to the words from Osina Kalinisal, the Fijian captain, who is with Rupert Cox.
Oscar, congratulations. You're the Glasgow Sevens champions and you're top of the World Series. How does that feel?
First of all, I'd like to thank God and His kingdom. He's been our source of strength and source of power throughout the series. And we'd just like to give Him back the honor and the glory. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, Vodafone and Shangri-La. They're back with us, and Fiji Airways. And it feels special today for us because it's Mother's Day back home. I reminded the players that without our mothers, we won't be here. So let's play a game and try and give the best Mother's Day gift back to the moms in Fiji.
It was a magnificent start to the second half from your team. What were the messages at half-time that turned it around for you?
I thank Ben Ryan for letting us have it in our second half talk. He told us that the team that played in the first half wasn't the same team that was playing in the last 2 days. So we banded together with the boys and told them we just need to keep possession, and we keep possession, and eventually he came out for us.
You're now 5 points clear of South Africa on the series standings. Can you take out the title at London next week?
We are in a good spot. Next weekend we'll take another game at a time. We always take one game at a time, and we'll take our first full game. We don't look ahead of ourselves because it's sevens. You never know what can happen.
Well, congratulations, Oscar. You've been magnificent all weekend. We'll see you in London next week.
Thank you very much.
We can now bring in Ben Ryan, the victorious Fiji coach. Congratulations, Ben. Another magnificent performance from your team. We played out what you said to the team at half-time. They were pretty strong words, and the lads looked like they responded.
Yeah, well, you know, there's always two teams in a contest, and don't take it away from New Zealand. You know, they had a decent first half, but we were completely, we were awful, you know, and flat, and it looked like we were strolling through things, so I just had to give them it, really. And, you know, I kept the F's and the C words out of it, but I wasn't happy. It was a really flat foot. When we had the opportunity, really, look, they've only got 9 players left in New Zealand, you know, and there's no excuse other than to put them to the sword for the 6th time in a row now. Longest ever for Fiji. 4 tournaments now, the most we've ever won in a season, and we've put ourselves in a terrific position now to win our first series for 10 years.
It's been some weekend, hasn't it? You have qualified for the Olympic Games. Fiji have won their first ever Glasgow Sevens title, and you're in a winning position on the overall HSBC Sevens World Series. That must be a pretty good thing to take away with you.
I know you can't argue, it's been a cracking weekend, and hopefully we've got all 12 fit and healthy for next week. I'll have to get my week right, but like Oscar said, we're not running away with ourselves. 5 points is good, and we've got that extra point with our points difference is significantly better than South Africa and Fiji, so they've turned New Zealand, so they've got to be 6 points better than us, anyone. So 3rd place does it for us next week for certain, but we want to win back-to-backs, and London, it'll be a good place to do it.
Thanks, Ben. Congratulations. We'll see you at Rugby HQ next week.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, lots of emotion in there from Ben Ryan, and surely, well, he talked about one game at a time, Asira Kalinasal, but what about one half at a time? And Ollie Phillips, you were just saying to me there that you had a similar experience in an England jersey when Ben Ryan was in charge of the England Sevens setup.
Yeah, I remember the Wellington final 2009. He read the riot act to us. We're 17-0 down, and he delivered a passionate speech which was so out of character for him, it shocked us. And we went on to win that 19-17 on the hooter, and what that did there, just awakened that Fiji side. He said at half-time, it's an embarrassment how we're playing. Well, there was nothing embarrassing about that second half display. They were dominant. They were the Fiji side we've seen over these 2 days. Outstanding and fully merited this title.
Well, Rupert Cox is with Sir Gordon Titchens, the New Zealand coach.
Gordon, you've had some big injury problems at this tournament. Is that what cost you in the cup final?
Oh, no excuses whatsoever. I thought we still produced a performance that we could have won it, perhaps. A couple of defining moments, missed tackles, and just some Fijian flair that we couldn't compete with. I think that was obviously the reasons they beat us. But yeah, we got a number of injuries. We were down to 9 players, and crucial players in Tim Mickelson and Joe Weber, also been ruled out, and Ambrose Curtis, so they're good footballers as well. But no excuses. Credit to Fiji, they certainly beat us on the day.
You say no excuses. Couple of decisions in that first half down on their line. Do you feel that you didn't get the rub of the green a couple of times?
Yeah, I'm yet to look at the tape and find why we got penalised. We put a bit of pressure on early from a turnover, and we conceded penalties there. So I need to look at that. But when you get pinged in this game, you get punished sometimes, especially against a team like Fiji. But we bounced back to lead at half time, which was really pleasing, and probably unlucky not to get a couple of others as well. But in the second half, we tried to pin them down here. They got out, with those missed tackles, and they scored a couple of wonderful tries, which probably was the winning of the game.
You've had a stranglehold on this series for so many years. You're in third place going into the final event in London. Can you reel them in, South Africa and Fiji?
Yeah, we're in with a chance, and I think we're probably 7 or 8 behind Fiji, but anything can happen, as we've seen right throughout the year. And South Africa's still there. They're a couple of points shy of Fiji as well, and we're just a couple behind them. So, mate, it's going to be really tough, and looking forward to the tournament in London. And, at least we're in with a chance, and I think our goal this year is to qualify for the Olympics. We've certainly done that. We're pleased about that, and now it's kicking on to try and win a World Series.
Well, commiserations for the result here in the Cup final, but you've been great all weekend. We'll see you in London next week.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Well, 4 times New Zealand have ended up with a loser's medal. They won their own tournament in Wellington. They are a model of consistency. Their skill set is excellent. They must be very proud, Carlton Anna, of the performance this weekend. And as you say, they're still in with a chance next week at Twickenham to win an unprecedented 12 series title.
Oh, most definitely. That's all you can do as a football player. Give yourself an opportunity. No doubt it's not over till it's over. I remember winning a series on the second to last game on day 2. So they're there or thereabouts, but it's going to be a tough one. They're going to have to win it, no doubt about that. But in the end, Fiji, well, they deserved this. They were very good all weekend long, but there's a changing of regard somewhat in this New Zealand team. A lot of young players being introduced just before this Olympics.
Well, Fiji and Pio Tuai will lead the team onto the podium. Ian Rankin, the president of the Scottish Rugby Union, and receiving the winner's medal. Well, it's been great, hasn't it? Well, Glasgow will have a record of, they've had a record 20 broadcasters taking live or delayed live coverage, reaching 301 million homes in 145 countries. We hope wherever you have been, you've enjoyed the final Glasgow Sevens. Sad to say, the tournament will be leaving Glasgow, but the winners will take back happy memories as we'll see Kalina Sal will lift the trophy here at the Glasgow Emirates Airlines Sevens. Well, we are part of a wonderful game of rugby sevens here in Scotland, the inventors of the game, the innovators of the game, that is Fiji. We will head to Twickenham next week for the final leg of the HSBC Sevens World Series. It's been my pleasure, Scott Hastings, to commentate on this wonderful tournament alongside Martin Gillingham, Wyn Griffith, Rob Vickerman, Ollie Phillips and Carl Tanara. What a special job we have. What a pleasure it is to bring you the commentary of this wonderful game of seven-a-side rugby. Well, let's have a look at the series standing.
This has been a presentation of Fox Sports.